Listen up. Today we're going to talk about a very busy gentleman. What does he do? I have no idea, but he just flew to Singapore. As long as the man isn't at home, everything is just peachy, right? This is the second time we've mentioned that Hab is missing. Missy suddenly showed interest and asked the big guy, "Are you really into that little weed? Next time we eat, I can bring her along so you guys can chat about more stuff. With women, we just talk about the little things, and hearing their names makes me tipsy." Mr. Yi had to drop the subject and took Wang home. He was a flurry of activity, but when they reached the door, he stopped in his tracks, and nothing earth-shattering happened. They stared at each other, puzzled. If he calls again, then he really means business. So, I'd basically be signing up to be his mistress. What's next? Have you all thought this through? Everyone went silent, and the senior led the guys to the balcony, watching their moves. Wang knew the classmates had already struck a deal. No matter how reluctant he was, he had to pull out some serious skills. Here isn't a delusional hero. He walked in with a bottle of strong liquor and downed a shot like a champ. The next morning, everyone intentionally avoided him. Wang didn't speak a word, just shot them a look full of disappointment. He was looking sharp with his perfect makeup when the phone rang, and they announced they were heading back to Shanghai. Subtitles. And just like this, Wang squandered his youth in vain. Truly, living is worse than death, with life as anxious as a window blind. After graduating, Wang returned to Shanghai, where the situation was worse. Streets brimmed with white flags, citizens were at a loss. For a bit of cunning, they rejected the queue. Wang's fingers were stained. This wasn't his first time. He still needed to dress himself up pretty nice, got to make that disguise top-notch. Who could resist his charm, right? This was definitely not his first time. He still loved movies, unaware he was being watched. His old classmates were now spies. To catch the traitor, they targeted Wang to deal with Mr. Yi as he held secrets. "I've been searching for you," thinking the senior finally remembered him, only to find just a serious mission, and his intentions had already been controlled by spies. Officially maintaining order, but secretly controlled by the Japanese. 3 years ago, they missed their chance. They had to be extra cautious now. The current protection was way stricter than before, no chances for them to take action. Wang was training hard, reinforcing his disguise. But at this moment, Mr. Yi was quite different. Upon returning to his study, he heard a familiar voice. Wang sat behind Mrs. Yi and shocked her. "Mr. Mai, how are you? How's business?" "Could be better, sorry. Mr. Yi seems a bit thinner. I want him to think twice when he took up the minister role." "All right, you all carry on. I'm off to get Miss Essie some stockings." Suddenly, a figure appeared at the door looking coldly at him. "Basie, you've lost a lot of weight." The man stepped closer, but Wang pulled out a cigarette, saying, "Good to see you. Let's jump in the car for our meet-up." Wang set off the alarm, handing her a crucial document. It was leverage, saying, "I'll have better news for you soon. I have so much stuff to deliver, but how can I make it personal?" Mrs. Mai had no one to rely on in Shanghai and decided to move in. This made it easier for her to connect with him. Armed officers were everywhere on these serious streets. A bored car pulled up, clearly set up by him, but when they drove off, they weren't heading for the movie theater. She asked the driver, but he was tight-lipped until the car came to a halt. She opened the door to a cozy little love nest, took off her hat, and dusted off the table. She closed the window, but saw some shadows in the glass. "Don't scare me like that. Isn't she just an adorable lady?" Subtitles. With just a man and a woman alone in the room, the atmosphere was actually a bit eerie as Wang was thrown onto the bed. He felt the awkwardness of her makeup, but soon enough, boom. She smiled, lifting the vibe. Mr. Yi often popped up. The guy who never listened before now decided to sit down and dig into the secrets of the study. But he was caught by the maid. She saw all his sneaky maneuvers. He kept tossing and turning in bed, trying to figure out the study's secrets. He wanted to uncover the secrets, but the maid wouldn't take her eyes off him. The more he tried, the more trouble he found. No kind words here. Hearing cars outside, Wang packed quickly. Retreating's the best way to deal with men. The room was so big, yet they began to chase each other. After closing the curtains, she looked like a pitiful child. I hate you, she shouted. I do believe you without you saying anything. You've been gone for 4 days without a word. I hate you every minute. I'm back. Do you still hate me? Not anymore. I choose patience. The dynamics of this house had become second nature. Little touches severed all connections, leaving Wang as a lonely ranger. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.